Ever wondered how to perfectly braise your meat? It's a culinary skill that transforms even the toughest cuts into tender, flavorful dishes. But don't fret, it's not as complicated as you may think. Braising involves two main steps. First, searing the meat at high heat, and then simmering it in a small amount of liquid covered over a long period. Imagine this scenario: a cold winter night, a pot on the stove, a tender piece of meat slowly simmering away, absorbing all the flavors of the surrounding herbs and spices. Sounds good, doesn't it? Let's start with the first step: searing the meat. The goal here is to develop a rich brown crust, which adds depth and complexity to the final dish. Heat a bit of oil in a heavy-bottomed pot or Dutch oven until it's shimmering. Pat the meat dry, season it with salt and pepper and lay it in the pot. Hear that sizzle? That's the sound of flavor developing. Now patience is key here. Resist the urge to move the meat around. Allow it to sear undisturbed for a few minutes on each side until it develops a beautiful, deep brown crust. Once the meat is browned on all sides, it's time for the second step, the slow simmer. This is where the magic happens. Add your liquid of choice to the pot. It could be broth, wine, beer, or even water. The liquid should come up about halfway up the sides of the meat. This is not a swimming pool for the meat, it's more like a relaxing hot tub. Add in your aromatics. Think onions, garlic, carrots, celery, herbs, and spices. They'll infuse the meat and the braising liquid with their flavors as everything simmers together. Cover the pot and reduce the heat to a level where the liquid is just barely simmering. This low and slow cooking will break down the tough connective tissues in the meat, turning it into gelatin that enriches the sauce and makes the meat fork tender. The key to braising is time. Depending on the size and type of meat, this could take anywhere from 1 to 4 hours. So grab a book, watch a movie, or simply enjoy the delicious aromas wafting from your kitchen. To summarize, braising is a two-step process: searing the meat to develop flavor and then simmering it slowly in a flavorful liquid until it's tender. It's a technique that requires patience, but rewards you with dishes that are rich, hearty, and deeply satisfying. So, the next time you're faced with a tough cut of meat, don't be intimidated. Embrace the opportunity to braise and transform that humble cut into a dish that's truly something special. It's time to level up your cooking game. Happy braising!